After that massive crash in the markets, folks, what are we buying now? We're going to talk about a couple of altcoins today. A lot of people are really into them. I'll tell you what we're going to talk about. These two coins I am dollar cost averaging into. I've got my limit orders placed on them, and I'll tell you why I'm getting into them. After that crash, basically we saw Trump boys buying more Ethereum, and the Ethereum ecosystem right now seems kind of like a no-brainer to get into. First, let's have a look at Bitcoin. This is one of those situations where some people, including myself, thought we could have a shoulder head shoulder situation. See, this was never triggered. We never had one close below this 91.7k area. That's the neckline. Now people think this could be a double top. Technically it is until this neckline is broken. If not, then it could actually bounce and go up. I've said for a long time now, my target is 112 to 115k area, but it doesn't mean that I think that's the top for Bitcoin. I'm a technical trader. When it gets there, we'll be able to tell. If it gets broken to the upside, then I readjust my thesis and I give a higher target after that. Until then, my target is 112 to 115 for now. If you watch my last couple of videos for Ethereum, I said we're gonna be bouncing between 2,900, which is here, to 2,600, which is here. And turned out that drop we had yesterday only got up to 2,630, and now we're bouncing. The key is to hold this red line here. And this is how you can tell technical analysis is working, because after this entire time, the market is holding this red line. This started in June 2022, so it's basically this entire bull run, and ETH needs to close above it. We've had it to close above here, and too many shorts right now. So I think we're going to get a squeeze. Something this 3,590 area. Not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but in the coming weeks, I'm expecting a squeeze to this 3,600 area. And then eventually to be bullish, break this 4,100 area, and up we go. So now we really need the ETH to close like this on the weekly. That would be a massive, massive bottoming tail, be a very strong signal, especially for the ecosystem. But let's have a look at a couple of coins that we'll start with one in the space. This one's called Venice token, or VVV. You've heard about it, talked a lot about hype, because there's a lot of hype about VVV. What it basically does, I'm not buying some of these, right, for myself. Says it acts as DeepSeek, AI1, DeepSeek 671B, that's one of the programs, privately, with no storage of any of your content, your prompts, whatever. The other way you can get that is run this DeepSeek 671B program on your own machine. If you want that kind of privacy, that kind of data protection, or you use this VVV thing, and that says no user data goes to Chinese government or American government, whatever. So that's one of the appeals of what they're doing. Right now, it seems to me that what every one of these AI agents out there is doing is becoming a chat wrapper. As in, what that means is, it's like a wrap. It's like the outside. Like you have, say, what's inside is my fist. That's ChatGPT. You have a wrapper put around it, and on the wrapper it says JI. Oh, you go, oh, that's DJI. But what's inside is actually just my fist. That's what they're doing with ChatGPT, is wrapping around ChatGPT. Except now people are saying DeepSeek from China is obviously free. It's open source, which means your data is protected and all that. So they're doing the wrapper, not around ChatGPT, but around this DeepSeek. So to me, it's not really innovation. I don't know if I like it so much, but the market seems to have a lot of hype. And I'll tell you why I'm getting into this. With this VVV, here what the chart looks like, the reason why is because, see, the launch, it had so much hype, it went to $22. And then it went to $3. I started dollar costing averaging in, doing more research because so much hype, heard everyone talking about it, and then boom, comes back to $3, dollar cost averaging in, and look at it on the hourly, we're getting a pattern that could break out. We have essentially this bull wedge kind of situation developing. Here we go. Now here, it's at a decision point. We could get a pullback here. Probably for people who like futures, long it at $5.60 with a stop somewhere like below 520. It breaks up this way. If not, then myself, I've just been buying it on spot every time it dips. It depends on plays you're into, spot or futures. This could be a good play because this was very hyped on the market, and thanks to that crash due to Trump's tariffs on Canada, it went from $22 on launch to $3.60. Wow. And now it's kind of double from there. So I've been dollar cost averaging in here. It's another AI play. I feel either very strongly about it or negatively about it, but it's probably something bargain worth checking out. It's already at 500 million FDV, so it's not exactly screamingly cheap. Another coin that is something also at a lot of hype itself is actually called Hype, which is Hyperliquid. And if we look at the chart of Hype, it's a on-chain DEX, kind of like GMX, and a lot of people like it because of the liquidity over there. So let's have a look at the Hyperliquid chart is here. So what I like about Hyperliquid is the fact that look how well it performed during this crash. It's already at 22 billion FDV, 25 billion, it's quite large already. But people like it so much, they think it's going to flip XRP. What I like about it is the fact that this was the day of the crash, when Ethereum crashed down to 2100. Look at the price of Hype. It did not move, actually went up 5% on a day when everything was crashing. On a day when everything was crashing, you could not tell there was a massive crash in the market. It went down to 19.8. It didn't even take out this low or this low, these lows here, and it bounced up here, and then it's just moving in this upward channel. So that is the logarithm view. If we're used to a stock market kind of natural view, its high was 35-ish, so we could see it do a cup and handle. So cup would be like this, right, to 34, 35, and then handle something like this, and then boom, and runs up again. Yes, it's already at $25 billion market caps. It's not cheap at all, but you're roughing up a lot of feathers. CZ, the founder of Binance, this is how something is worrying. He actually had to make a couple of tweets. You can search his tweet. He actually had to talk about Hyperliquid and say, oh, you're doing this right, but this wrong. And I believe Binance, where the long-term bill in the long run will whatever. So the fact that the king in crypto, which is CZ himself, have to comment and address this issue, that means they're already presenting a challenge to him. These are 2 points that I'm dollar cost averaging into. Futures play could work on them as well. I've shown you guys the pattern I expect on them. And all right, thank you guys for your time. Tune in for the next episode.